Wir kommen nun zum finalen Kampf an diesem Wochenende und zum Finale von 16 Carat Gold 2024. Und an dieser Stelle rufe ich in den Ring den Head Referee der wXw, Tassilo Jung. Er präsentiert die Trophäe des Karat-Siegers, der Herr Tassilo Jung, und die Trophäe für den Sieger. Und wir rufen die Teilnehmer des Finales in diesem Jahr in den Ring.
Bosses Laurance Roman on his way to the ring for one of the biggest matches of his career. We'll say the same thing about Tihanyi as well. This is the grandest moment, the grandest stage of wXw, and therefore the whole of European wrestling boils down to these very singular moments in time. The Pitbull has a chance here. We can talk about the permutations a bit later on to what happens if he wins. But I would say Roman is probably the fresher of the two, Norman.
Most likely he had the benefit of opening up the night, so he had more time to recover. But he certainly went through hell and back over the last nights.
Now here comes Tihanyi. It will be very interesting to see how he comes out. We saw earlier on he was very poised, very deliberate. Much the same as the first time we saw him this evening, Norman. Looking focused, determined, not playing to the crowds, not even a punch in the air.
No dance, no smile, just focus.
Biggest moment of his life. Moments away, the biggest fight of his career. Staring at Laurance Roman who of course did the damage to the back in the first place. Back to the roots earlier this year. It was Dreisker and me, but it's still Amboss who did the damage. Tihanyi soaking in the moment, soaking the atmosphere. I do notice the tape on the back of Tihanyi. I don't know if you noticed that there, Norman, as well. Obviously, damage has been done this evening, as well as the last few days to it. That may well be a target to the Pitbull.
Ladies and gentlemen, the wrestling fans, this match is sanctioned and supervised by the wXw Matchmaker and the wXw Championship Board of Directors. When the bell rings, the man in charge of all the action happening in and outside the ring will be the head referee of wXw from Biel in Switzerland, Mr. Tassilo Jung. This contest is scheduled for one fall. It is the final match of this year's tournament, and the fighter victorious will be crowned winner of wXw 16 Carat Gold 2024. participants, to my left, part of Team Amboss, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 187 pounds. Hating from the East in Germany, Laurance Roman!
Roman not taking his eye off Tihanyi.
And his opponent to my right. He hails from the 9th district of Budapest, Hungary, standing 6 feet and 2 inches tall, weighing in at 183 pounds. Tihanyi!
Von Hagen in 2006, Big Van Walter in 2010, El Generico in 2012, Zack Sabre Jr. in 2016, Ilya Dragunov in 2017, the newest wXw Hall of Famer, Absolute Andy in 2018, who is about to join them in the Hall of the Immortals here in the Turban Haller in Oberhausen. See the Laurance Roman saying, get it through your head. Get it through your head. What's he saying to him, do you think, Norman? He's saying, you can't do this, you can't beat me?
Doesn't matter what he says at this point, it's how he says it. And Roman is not giving any space for Tihanyi to breathe. He's making sure that those doubts that Peter Tihanyi certainly has in his mind are not going anywhere.
Made his way to the final, beating Doc Wagner Jr. in the first round. Undisputed British heavyweight champion Michael Oku in the quarterfinal, and earlier tonight beat the Royal Hunter Aigle Blanc in a very, very fast-paced semi-final. Conversely, Laurance Roman defeated the 6'7" Oscar in the first round. The ECW legend who we saw earlier on, Masato Tanaka, in the quarterfinal. And of course, earlier on, a hard-hitting one called Manders was his victim in the semi-final. Interesting parallel there. I want to bring up the fact that he defeated Tanaka in the quarterfinal, and yet tonight, Amboss, the other members, Trice and Icarus, did not defeat Masato Tanaka. Also, Icarus, who was also in the first round of 16 Carat Gold, was eliminated in the first round. The friction that is going on between the members of Amboss, surely this is just going to heighten things, not Norman?
Absolutely, it's going to play into the existing issues that are underlying. However, for Laurance Roman right now, that's only going to increase his confidence. So it might play in his very favor.
Tihanyi trying to hook in a full Nelson on the shorter Roman.
We see both men very calculated, not taking any unnecessary risks.
And this is the occasion, this is the moment. The biggest match of their careers, I would say. On Tihanyi, bit of misdirection, stamping on the foot, doing exactly the same thing that Roman did to him. Tihanyi is saying, hey, well, that's up. Surely I will not be intimidated by you.
It's going to be interesting how Roman's going to react to that. No man backing down.
Oh, Tihanyi takes a slap, and he takes it very unkindly indeed, booting the face of the pitbull down to the canvas. Feeling the effects of that slap, I think, more. I think so, just moving around his jaw. I don't think it was so much the damage, I think it was more the embarrassment of being slapped.
Absolute nasty stinging chop right there.
We have alluded to it earlier on, and this is a much more serious Peter Tihanyi we're seeing here. We're used to a lot more kind of, not dancing in the ring necessarily, but a lot more kind of jovial lightheartedness. The face, his demeanour, his body language, it's completely focused on the matter at hand.
And it has worked in his favour this far. He's made it to the final of 16 Carat Gold.
I mean, he's not looking to the crowd. He's not posturing to the crowd. He's done none of that. We've seen quite a bit of that already in the earlier stages of this tournament.
Peter Tihanyi must not waste any energy if he wants to win this one. And also not lose his focus. Even though he is appreciative of the crowd and them cheering them on, that's nothing that he can let him distract. This is a battle that he needs to fight foremost. Because at the end of the day, it's man against man. It's Tihanyi against Roman.
Tihanyi over the cover, put pressure on the shoulders, hook the leg. Everything he should be doing at this stage in the contest. I mean, the fatigue factor is something we haven't really talked about, but both of them, I mean, they seem slightly more fatigued than you'd expect. We're only about 4 or so minutes into this contest. Ambos is already struggling.
What are you talking about? Slightly more exhausted than you would expect. This is the final of 16 Carat Gold. They have had so many hard-hitting matches.
My point is they're 4 minutes into a contest. It would not be usual to feel that kind of fatigue in a normal situation when you're 4 minutes into a contest.
Absolutely, but we're not 4 minutes into any contest. We are 4 minutes into the biggest match of the biggest tournament in the world.
Tihanyi applying the headlock, continuing to wear down Roman.
Very wise strategy, not exhausting too much energy here, but keeping control.
Oh, wait a second. I thought we did wonder if there would be a mistake at Tihanyi. Leapfrogged, landed awkwardly, and it seems that he's hurt his back.
But Roman is not capitalizing on that.
But Tasso Young's making sure that Tihanyi's okay. Laurance Roman's actually asking if he's okay.
It's very unlikely behavior.
This is very unusual.
What's wrong with you?
Oh, Tihanyi went for a wild strike, and Laurance Roman realizes that may well have been a ruse by Tihanyi. Well, this is 16 Carat Gold. This is the grand final. You do what you have to do at this stage. And Tihanyi, well, he's angered Laurance Roman. You can see the purple is incensed the fact that Tihanyi would do that to him.
And he's absolutely deserved that kick coming.
Tihanyi now on the canvas, having the life squeezed out of him by Laurance Roman, who's got a renewed sense of vigour. And thank you very much to wrestling-infos.de for presenting 16 Carat Gold. Thank you very much to wrestling-infos.de. Thank you for their support. As we move forward into the grand finale of the 16 Carat Gold weekend, and who is going to get their shot at Robert Dreisger's championship? And that really is the unfolding situation. What happens if Laurance Roman does win 16 Carat Gold, Norman? What then for Ambos?
That's a great question, but I believe that's a question that we should ask ourselves in the future when we have that decisive finish. Because as of right now, it might as well be Peter Tihanyi.
Well, that is the question. Peter Tihanyi, I'm sure, would love to get back at Robert Dreisger for the damage done to his back earlier this year. But he's going to have to make a recovery here first, because the life has been squeezed out of him, all the energy, all the oxygen being driven out of the lungs of Tihanyi.
Very smart of Tihanyi to take advantage of the count of the referee, punishing Roman with elbows in the corner. Another one for good measure.
Tihanyi took a look back and forth to see exactly where Roman was. Oh, and again the back. Again the back seems to be giving some kind of problem to Tihanyi, unsurprisingly, for the damage he's been through. But again turns it into a cover. We know the back of Tihanyi is hurting. That much we do know. DDT by Roman.
Might be going up for that splash.
Perfect position, hits in middle of the ring. Hooks a leg deep. Tihanyi finds a way to push out of it, and Roman, he is beside himself. Tihanyi completely favouring the back. That's the second time in this contest where it seemed like the back was an issue. I mean, Tihanyi did kind of make the most of both moments to try and turn it to his advantage, but he is suffering, there is no doubt about it.
And now Roman is doing the right thing, going back to the back.
And the thing is, where he has that tape on his back, obviously to try and help his back, it's made an even bigger target for Roman to attack.
It's foolish behavior from Tihanyi to begin with. He made the right call when he said that he was 100% going into this tournament, but still then I don't believe a single word of that.
Well, see, the thing is, we say that, but he's gone through 3 matches to get here. And not against any slouch of opponents. Look at the caliber of the people he's defeated to get to this stage. I mean, he proves he belongs at the top echelons here in wXw, even with an injured back.
Oh, I'm not taking anything away from that accolade. I'm just saying it's making life so much harder for him right now. And it's not increasing his chance of winning at the moment.
And once again, Ashley Young has to get there and says, are you okay? Can you continue?
You see Roman just stalking him.
And Tihanyi thinks the danger is past for a moment, but it hasn't. I think he thought he'd done Roman over the top rope onto the floor, but he hadn't. It's another burst of energy from the native of Budapest. Superplex, I'm not sure how wise that was, Norman. Was that wise for a man who's got back pain?
Absolutely not wise. You can see the pain on his face. It allowed him to take out Roman, but it might as well have taken him out.
And you can see Tihanyi shaking his head as if to say, no, it's not ending like this, I'm going to fight through the pain. Forearm shot by Roman, but he actually went down to one knee against showing that fatigue we've talked about. That has built since the first round. We've had to go through 6 competitors combined to get here. Tihanyi held up basically by the ropes there.
And Roman dares him.
And once again, I'm not sure it's wise to go toe-to-toe, but Tihanyi is not one to back down from a challenge.
Oh, at this point, we're way past wisdom. That's not what brought them to the mix here. It's not what brought them to the final of wXw 16 Carat.
The rapid fire shots to Tihanyi when he takes a shot to the back. Not for the first time this weekend. And Roman was zeroing in on the back, but he catches a wicket there for his troubles. Oh, beautiful counter by Roman with the legs. And back and forth, both men expending a great deal of energy to see if they can get the victory. And it could come at any moment, and that's the point. The damage has been done! The damage has been done! The burning nail by Laurance Roman, is that enough? Chin and hook the leg, and Tihanyi finds a way. And look at Roman staring right into the eyes of Masato Young and saying, are you sure? Are you sure you can count to 3? He's still saying it. He can't believe that happened. Wait a second, at the top of your picture. Look at the top of your picture, Norman. Look at what's coming down the ring. Look what's coming down to the ring.
Laurance Roman's chances have just drastically improved. Backup has arrived with Robert Dreisker and Icarus.
Wait a minute. Look at Laurance Roman. Laurance Roman on the outside of the ring, getting in the face of Dreisker and Icarus. Getting in the face of his other brothers in ambush. And look at Dreisker squaring up. And Masato Young's having to get in there as well.
Are you stupid, Roman? Take the advantage. It's not a place of pride.
And Masato Young is signaling, he is ejecting. He is ejecting the rest of ambush from ringside. And it kind of looks like that's what Roman was doing as well, would you say, Norman? That's what it looked like to me. It looked like he was saying, I don't need you.
That's in fact what he was saying, but that might be the most stupid decision that Roman has made in his life.
And a colour to the outside! A colour to the outside, dropping him on the apron. But the thing is, so far, Laurance Roman has done this by himself, pretty much. That's the point. Laurance Roman has succeeded where other members of Amboss have failed, including this evening. And Tihanyi has not done enough just yet. Laurance Roman has some life left in him. As Amboss storm out of the German hauler.
Tihanyi has totally lost it at this point. How deep has he got to dig to put on Roman?
Deeper than he's ever dug before, I would suggest, Norman. He's literally having to wrench his body up using the ropes.
But I'm still in absolute shock of the horrendous decision of Laurance Roman to send back Amboss.
The noble decision, I would suggest to you, Norman, the noble decision in a battle of this magnitude. He wants to win it by himself. He wants to prove he can do it by himself.
It might have been a noble decision, but in the end, it might as well be the point that's written down in the history books why he did not win 16 Carat Gold, in fact.
Tihanyi was going for the 450, but look, with whatever Laurance Roman has left in him, dragging himself away from the drop zone. And look at Tihanyi. Tihanyi sees what's happening, and Roman doesn't know where he is. And Tihanyi gets to 450 with the knees going by Roman. Knees up by Roman. Cradle. No! Roman catches rolling elbow. Super kick. Knee to Tihanyi. Kick at the back. The injured back. And a lariat.
Get that burst of energy of Roman.
Drives him into the canvas. Roman over. Hooks the legs deeper than he's ever done before. And it's Roman.
Ladies and gentlemen, wrestling fans, the winner of 16 Carat Gold 2024, Laurance Roman.
Peter Tihanyi virtually broke his own back to get to the final. I thought he had it, but he did not, Norman. And Laurance Roman has proven once and more he can do this by himself. And now we can start asking those important questions. He is the 16 Carat Gold winner. What is he going to do next? What is Dreisker going to do next?
We've already seen the tension of Amboss display. This is what Roman's doing here.
And you can see the emotion on Tihanyi's face. On Laurance Roman, you can see the emotion on his. He knows how hard they've both fought to be on the stage and to share this moment in time. And Roman extending the hand. Can you believe what you're seeing here? No! Tihanyi did not. That is incredibly unlike Tihanyi. Tihanyi just walking off.
Why would he shake his hand in defeat?
It's the magnitude of the situation, Norman. And Roman is surprised just as much as we are.
On the 16 Carat Gold 2020, Laurance Roman.
But let's not take away from the fact that Laurance Roman is your winner of 16 Carat Gold. He is guaranteed a shot at the wXw Unified World Wrestling Championship that is coming his way in the future. What a performance by Laurance Roman, outlasting OSKAR, Masato Tanaka, Called Manders, and a very, very resourceful, very resilient Peter Tihanyi. The winner is Laurance Roman at Amboss. Thank you so much for joining us over the last weekend here. This has been 16 Carat Gold weekend. For myself, Ricky Slatter, and for my esteemed colleague Norman Harris, thank you so much for joining us.